Hey Mick, how are you? Jesus, it's great weather for ducks outside. Did you see the game on the television last night?
I did indeed, Bob. I was very surprised to see so much violence in one football match. Don't you agree?
Yes, I was very surprised, but it was very entertaining.
There is nothing entertaining about watching that, Bob. Can you imagine what sort of an influence that would have on young children watching that?
I suppose you were right, Mick. It's not the best of thing for young children to be looking at.
Did you know the types of images like that on the television can have a big influence on young kids watching it?
Really, I did not know that, Mick. Are there any more types of violence than what was on last night?
Yes, there are many more types. Hooliganism is a very bad form of violence in sport where fans cause trouble which could result in casualties.
I think I remember an incident that happened a couple of years ago between two football clubs in England. There was fans everywhere chanting and causing trouble.
Yes, Bob, that is a form of hooliganism. It can get very violent, and if young kids see scenes like this on the television, they could easily get involved themselves.
The media must have a big effect on portraying violence in sport, Mick. Are there any other types of violence that is directed towards the players?
Yes, Bob, unfortunately racism is a problem in sport, but thankfully there is a no-tolerance policy towards racism nowadays.
Thankfully they are doing something to prevent this. We would not want our future athletes to have this bad habit.
No, we would not want them to have that bad habit. Anyone who is involved in racism in sport nowadays gets punished very strictly. There was a Liverpool footballer not too long ago severely punished because he made racist remarks towards a player on the other team.
I think I remember hearing about that on Facebook. I seen it in my homepage while adding my new friends. As you do, you know yourself, Mick.
I know all about it, Bob. Violence, racism and hooliganism are all major problems in sport, but thankfully everyone is doing their small bit to make sure that it is being stopped.
Exactly, you're right there, Mick. I always thought seeing violent scenes on the television were funny.
See, what thought did you? You must remember there are young kids watching it as well, and the sports people are their heroes. They look up to these people, so it's not good for them to see any form of violence on the television.
I will remember this the next time that a violent incident breaks out while I am watching the television. It's amazing how I just found out that the media does have a huge role in how sport is portrayed. Also how it can portray both the good and the bad side to sport.
Isn't it amazing how you can learn things like that from a small little chat? Now you know a lot more about the types of violence in sport and how it has a huge effect on young kids watching it, even though you never thought it did.
Thank you, Mick. I better get back to work now. Sure, I will chat you when you're older.
No bother, Bob. I hope you will remember what I said. Don't work too hard now.